Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ship Shape. I'm your host, Community Manager Jared Huckabee, and with me in this episode is designer extraordinaire. What is just designer extraordinaire?
Technical designer
Is that
here.
what it officially is now?
Yeah.
Technical designer extraordinaire, Mr. Calix Renault. Calix, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Now we are doing our first Ship Shape revisiting. We're going back and taking another look at the Caterpillar white box phase.
Yeah.
Now we did a Ship Shape with designer Randy Vasquez quite a while back when the Caterpillar had its first set of white boxing. As is often in the case in game development, things change, requirements alter and stuff like that. And so Calix has been tasked with re-white boxing the Caterpillar. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So the work that Randy did really laid out the groundwork for deciding a lot of the broad strokes design decisions about where the Caterpillar is going to fit in the broader universe and where it's going to be, like how we're going to build out our art for it. This white box is more about nailing down the specifics of both the space that you're moving through, the functionality of that, how we feel about just how it feels to walk through this ship.
Right.
And I mean that's the thing that I think was most exciting about it, is walking through this ship and sort of feeling it out.
Yeah, because I mean, no amount of effort, time spent can get you ready for that time when you have to actually get inside and you actually have to walk through and go from station to station and stuff, and then you start realizing, oh, okay, our scale was a little off here. We didn't quite, we need a little bit more in this area, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, so we've had the opportunity to go through and try some things. We've changed some of the things because you run into these realities that it's not nice to move through this space, or this thing is going to collide with that thing. So when you actually try it out, it helps sort of illuminate these issues. And so we've had the opportunity to go back and revisit it. And I've also had the opportunity to try out some new things and sort of see where it's going to fit into our future developments.
All right. So we're in CryEngine now, and the Caterpillar's looking great here. I mean, the fidelity in this is just mwah.
This is what PC gaming allows. Really, is the opportunity to. There's engines back here. That's what those are supposed to be. All right, so and the freelancer is for scale.
Yes, and I see bits of a Hornet down at the bottom.
The Hornet is here to explode.
Okay.
It will do that shortly.
All right, so let's take a look through the internal white boxing of the Caterpillar.
Shall we go into game now? Or
sure.
I'd like to start off here in the habitation area. Switching to game, feeling like a person, walking around. You can come into. So far, we're only dealing with the cargo module. So all of these bits are in various stages of white box mock-up. And so we've built it out. Like there's what it looks like when you've got a pretty good haul, and this is what it looks like when you're empty. And this is how it is when you're completely full. And be walking through and.
And what size cargo units are these? Are these 1 SCU?
Yeah, each one of these is 1 SCU. I do not offhand remember the final number that the Caterpillar gets. It's I think with all the elements that are carved out for this catwalk over here, for each space individually, I think it comes out to something like, is it 90 or is it 120?
Not a final number.
We're gonna
not a final number.
We're gonna deal with that. But if you load it up completely, you have a fair amount of cargo at your disposal.
Okay. So this is an empty cargo module here, and notice there's a catwalk on one side.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have the ability to come over here and open it up.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of cool.
Now the original white box in the Randy did had the catwalk rather through the center.
Yeah. One of the reasons that we wanted to switch it up, we felt that, in the context of eventually having firefights in this thing, it was nicer having split level here rather than having a thing over you. You do lose a small amount of cargo to get this space, but it feels a lot better Having the bulkhead here,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels better, really.
I think it also plays into the asymmetry of the ship, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about everything I've seen of the ship, you know, screams that asymmetry. So having the raised catwalk on one side, you know, goes along with that.
Having some movement issues. Every once in a while I get stuck. That's fun. We have, did I put it here? Yeah. So both sides do open. I have a little rail,
Nice.
but I fell off anyway.
All right, so for these cargo modules, and the standard Caterpillar has 4 modules that can be swapped out.
Yeah.
Right. So you unload and load from each individual module off to the side.
Yeah. And you'll probably be doing it from that side, your tractor beam's over there, but you have the capacity to go through this way. Here's one short mock-up of the, we're starting to implement or think about terminals and some of the more ambient interactions with your ship of, you know, I walk through here and I want to know what's in this space, and this thing should tell me, and I should be able to interact with this and find out what those things are. This would be repeated throughout each of them, but I only put it into this one. And we have, you know, double doors opening up between everything.
Okay. And that's because the modules can be separated.
Yeah.
So.
There's no guarantee there's another thing on this side. And I'm getting stuck again. So you've put components in every single one of these, and in this case we've placed them above where you're going to be able to deploy them out to bring them down for physical repair. You'll be able to reach into this and swap out, like do whatever welding or what have you. If there's something to swap out, you'll be doing it there.
I'm such a homer. You see me tilt my head like I'm trying to look under it. I have no 3D goggles on.
And come up to the front, and we have that leads up to a turret, which is only mocked up here. And then we have door controls. But let's go
Now,
down
what's
there
on the other
first.
side of the clear? Is that a window?
That was a window.
Okay.
Sort of leading you to the front of the Caterpillar, the nose here. This space has various uses, not all of which I think are cleared for discussion. But generally, we want another terminal here to tell you the state of this room. There will be some cargo plates so that you can, you could potentially use this for doing deals. You could potentially use this for egress, all manner of things. But if we had the cargo in there,
Yeah. And that was the frontmost space
Yeah.
with the door that opened up.
yeah. So in front here is where that freelancer was, and so we can open up the doors. That is not how these doors open. We've had this white box is an exploration, right? So we put things in here to be like, oh, how does this work? How does this look? This is not like, we have taken this further now. This is actually has already received review. We've already had notes on this. This isn't its final form, and so that's among the things that will be changing is the way that this opens. But we have the atmosphere shield, which is another thing that we're playing around with. You'll have turned that off, but nothing happened because we'll let the atmosphere rebuild. If I turn off the cargo locks first, then it still doesn't happen because it's broken, because I'm faking it. But I had it. It was really cool, you guys. I had it sucking the cargo out into space, and now it's someone else's problem.
That's all right. We'll see if we can't get some video of that and put it here as if it were happening live.
And then I won't admit that it failed. So we have these sections will be sort of explored individually as we build out each of the interactions that we want for the various modules that can go here. The cargo one, it was chosen because it's relatively simple, so we've basically seen all it has to offer.
If you take a look in our April monthly report, you'll see some concept work for the habitat, one of the habitat modules,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
And the habitation, this room. So exploring things like having life support here, having it open out so you can access this for repair. Having armory with this is where you're going to store your replacement balls.
Most dangerous weapon in all of Star Citizen.
That's right. And I got to have a lot of fun with the elevator here.
Nice.
Drake only uses the most sensible of deployment methods.
Yeah, they're a very pragmatic
Yeah.
organization.
Why wouldn't you have a weird robot arm? Oh, clipping.
All right, cut this. Fast forward to this.
Yeah.
Never show this part again.
All right. And we head back to the engine room. And we have engines. You can see them here.
Clearly labeled as heavy engines.
Well, you want to know where they are.
Yep.
Really.
White boxing ain't sexy, guys.
You'll have all your shield generators,
Sexy.
ammo, fuel. Here's your engineering terminal. Get to be surrounded by all the muck. I've always been a fan of this haunted turret here. No floor. Yeah. So I also, this is where I started mocking up the actual interaction for the terminals. So one of the features is a better example of this. Let's go to the better example. Just run right past that. You'll see it. You'll see it.
That was cool looking.
So I took the one that was down there, brought it up here, and fleshed it out a bit. So one of the things that you'll notice is that we have this neat parallax effect where the cursor does not stay in the center of the screen. Part of the reason for that is because if it did, if you just look at the center of the screen, and I moved that over there, now I can't see half the terminal, which makes it really sort of awkward. But when I don't have to do that, when I can access the entire screen this way, and we have we've figured out some pretty cool stuff. It's an ambient interaction. You walk up to it and play around. You walk away. It's done. But one of the things that is kind of cool is that the system works in such a way that it always endeavors to keep the cursor on the screen. And I've gone ahead and found one of the weak points because, again, this isn't actually coded up. This is us doing a mock-up. But you'll be able to view a terminal from any angle, and it sort of naturally draws, even if you start off over here, just through interaction, you'll end up looking at the majority of the terminal having it on screen if you're interacting with it. But there's nothing stopping you from looking away. You can always, you can have as much or as little interaction with these as you want. You'll be able to interact with it and bring up a model of the ship, having the map, getting information there, playing around with setting messages. But that being able to set things to leave ambiently in your ship, really make it yours. We have.
What is this area here that we're in right now?
We're currently in the command module, which is the detaching escape pod type thing. It's also the bridge of the ship. You can kind of see it. I don't have it in it right now, but standing next to it, it's not given the layout of the ship. It's actually not that bad of a view. Like we don't, we were able to raise it up to have it prevent it from occluding the majority of your view. So it's it's not actually that bad. You do have to be careful because you're not at the center of mass. So when you're rotated, it'll be a different experience. But the view should be just fine. It comes with the turrets, and you'll be able to have co-pilot and tactics officer, sensors, all that stuff.
I can't help but notice there's a ladder down in the command module here.
Yeah.
Is the command module 2 floors now?
Command module is 2 floors. Yeah. With its little habitat area, another life support, the showers. You have foot lockers. You'll have storage space. You'll have the command module's own engineering room with its own engineering station. Because this thing can just leave, so you're going to have to repair it someday and come over and repair the engines. Yeah.
I want to start a Drake Caterpillar command module racing league.
I'm not here to stop you. And trying out various things like it's a little hard to see. Let's see if nope. There we go. That's me. I'm the gold ball. Let's see if I can. So that's one of the cool things is that you'll be able to register people and have them actually see people moving around your ship and.
And this looks like we have control of the bulkheads too.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you can go over and you can manipulate it from the terminal. You'll be able to open and close the doors, which is all the way over there, but it's definitely happening. We're too slow for it though.
That's right. Yeah, you have to explain to us what the squiggly ball thing was that we're in here.
This deal?
'Cause that's all people are going to be wondering about.
Okay, so this is your tractor beam, and this is a mock-up of. Oh, hey!
It's lost some cargo.
It did work. I told you it worked.
I never doubted you.
That's the cargo I threw out earlier. It's stuck in a little gravity well. A gravity well like that might be how you manipulate the tractor beam. It might not. We're still. You might pushing and pulling and doing things like that. But this is the control reticle that I would be pushing around and forget what keys I used to move that around. But basically I set up a little thing to tell you exactly where it is in space and see it relative to your ship. I did not, however, make it so you could turn that off, so when you leave, it's still there.
This is a good chance to remind folks that this was for an internal, proof of concept and whatnot. It is not designed to be shown externally. This is one of those things that we do that most other companies wouldn't. But
yeah,
we know you guys like to see things in their earliest state, in their roughest state, so we take the opportunities when we can to show you warts and all.
Yeah. We have the avionics room, the server room, power plant room. I have the jump drive and coolers and some more of the engines here, and so double-decker engineering bay. Pretty nice stuff. Is there anything else that was rad?
Probably. I love Drake though.
Yeah.
I'm a pragmatic guy, so I like the pragmatic. I'm also a big fan of the used future. I'm much more a Blade Runner guy than a Minority Report guy. So Drake, the Drake aesthetic in general really speaks to me.
Yeah, and I like, having made this space walkable and interactive. I like the degree to which I feel like I can just reach out and touch the ship, and how it feels, even with nothing in it. To me, this feels lived in. This feels like a real meaningful space. So I like, and the ladder here just leads back down to engineering
Cool. Well,
and the haunted turret. But
right. I think that's pretty much it for this. Calix, thanks for taking the time to
my pleasure.
show us some work. Of course, the Caterpillar has already iterated past this. Like I said, the front doors have changed, whatnot, and we've begun not only concepting the different modules in inner workings, we've even begun building some of the modules. I've seen Elwin has already built out most of one of the habitat modules.
Yep.
So Drake Caterpillar is in progress. It's on its way. We hope you enjoy these early looks like this. And yeah, that's been Shipshape for Shipshape Drake Caterpillar 2.
Thank you.
I'm Jared. That's
Calix.
Calix.
Bye.
Finger guns.